This is my second and last video of chapter 3 of SST, India Wins Freedom. In this video, I am going to explain the topics Non-Cooperation Movement, Simon Commission, Civil Disobedience Movement, that means SALT Law, Quit India Movement, and little information about Indian National Army and how finally India became free. Now, first topic is non-cooperation movement, which was started by Gandhiji in the year 1920. We know that on 13th April 1990, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, where because of the cruel and brutal orders by General Dyer to open fire on unarmed public which gathered at Jallianwala Bagh for the peaceful protest, thousands were killed and injured. And Gandhiji, he was not in favor of violence. So, by following the path of Satyagraha and Ahimsa, he started non-cooperation movement and he asked his Indians to disobey laws, that means not to obey any of the Britishers' law, to boycott foreign goods and clothes as they already did during the Swadeshi and boycott movement after the partition of Bengal in 1905. Students School students and college students, they stopped going to the schools and colleges because they were disobeying the laws. And Gandhiji pleaded means requested Indians and asked Indians to spin and weave khadi because khadi is an Indian cloth. If India will make its cloth within its country, then they can earn money and India can become self-sufficient. That means khud se paisa kamana. But when this movement was going on peacefully, suddenly a police station in Chauri Chaura village was set fire and 22 policemen killed. Now, as violence was involved, a police station was set fire and policemen were killed. Gandhiji immediately called off non-cooperation movement. That means non-cooperation movement cannot be continued further because of the violence. Now, slowly, because of regular feature of hartals, protest, bonfires, law and order situation of the country, that means India, it was becoming worse and Britishers have to fight a lot to control Indians. Every now and then there were one or other kind of protest. So Britishers, they decided to appoint a commission who can suggest few reforms in the laws or in the form of political reforms through which Britishers can control Indians better way. This commission which was led by Sir John Simon, and he was a British politician. That means he was not an Indian. This commission arrived in India on 3rd of February 1928. We Indians or the Congress leaders, they were waiting for the Simon Commission because they came to know that not even a single Indian was made member of it. That means again few outsiders, few Britishers are going to reform our country. They are not living in our country. They are not able to understand the problems of Indians, but they can point out certain political reforms. So Congress, they welcomed or greeted Simon Commission with the black flags and the slogans were Simon go back. This is the way. Here you can see children, a protest is going on. So many Indians are there on the roads and they all are having black flags and the written here is Simon go back. During this, to suppress these protests, again Britishers, they लाठी charged on the protesters. That means जो इंडियंस थे उनके ऊपर लाठियां बरसाई गई और कुछ लाठी लाला लाजपत राय को उनके सीने पर लगी because he was one of the leader who was leading these protests, and after few days he died because of the lathi charge. And he is Mr. Sir John Simon, who was the leader of the Simon Commission, who led that commission. Now after this, in 1929, Gandhiji started civil disobedience movement. He demanded Purna Swaraj in the year 1929, and the month was December. Gandhiji openly said Britishers that now we want Purna Swaraj. Before that we were asking you that if a commission is there, one or two Indians must be made member of the commissions because only Indians can understand the problem of Indians. But now we are demanding Purna Swaraj, complete independence. And he openly started this movement in the year 1930 because the idea came in the month of December, and in the next year 1930 he started civil disobedience movement. And during this period, Indian leaders, they choose or they finalize their tricolor flag also, and they decided the colors saffron, green and white. And he started the civil disobedience movement by his Dandi March, a very important chapter of the Indian history or the struggle of India for its freedom. Because Indians were not allowed to make salt. So through this movement in 1930, Gandhiji broke salt law. Now here comes a question that what exactly is a salt law and why there was a need to break the salt law. So according to the Salt Act of 1882, none of the Indian was allowed to collect or sell salt because Britishers were entrusted to collect the whole profit by themselves because they knew that salt was a staple in the diet of Indians. That means Indians cannot eat food without salt. So they did not allow any Indian to collect or sell salt, and every Indian citizen was forced to buy salt from the Britishers. Now they imposed heavy taxes on salt also, so that salt became more and more costly or the costlier. Now it became impossible for poor Indian or very tough for the poor Indians to purchase the salt. This was the salt law, and every Indian was in need of salt. So Gandhiji in 1930 broke salt law by starting his movement or his march from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. He took 24 days to complete his journey from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi, where he broke the salt law. He picked up a lump of salt in his hand and he said, "With this, I am shaking the foundations of the British Empire." And during this Dandi march, the oldest person was, or the oldest Satyagrahi was, Mr. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and the youngest was a 16-year-old Satyagrahi, and his name was Vitthal Leeladhar Thakkar. And Gandhiji started from Sabarmati Ashram till Dandi to break the salt law. But other leaders and other protesters, whether it was a male or a female, they took different marches from different areas in different states to break the salt law. After that, after Dandi March or breaking the salt law, the year came 1942. And during this period, Second World War started. Second World War ended in the year 1945. On August 9, 1942, Gandhiji declared Quit India movement. That means he openly said Britishers to quit their country, Bharat Chodo Andolan, and end to the British rule in India. Everywhere there were hartals and protests, and Britishers have to struggle a lot to control India. But now Indians were not going to be controlled in any way. And so the British government allowed its policemen to shoot or torture the people. Leaders were jailed. When leaders will not be there, the common man would not be able to fight on its own. And but at the same time कांग्रेस appealed people to do or die कि अब वो सिचुएशन है करो या मरो या तो इंडिया को आजाद करवा लो नहीं तो अपनी जान दे दो and many Indians they were either hanged or they were tortured brutally they lost their lives many Indians they were jailed they were sent to the jails kala pani ki saja that means torture to the extent that we cannot even imagine in the year 1942. And then finally, now these are the few of the readings that I have collected for you. That this particular Quit India movement, it was suppressed by British government till the year 1944. More than 1 lakh people were imprisoned and public meetings were prohibited so that no leader can motivate the common Indian for the protest or any such thing. But this Quit India movement united the Indian people against the British rule. This movement was suppressed, means Quit India movement को दबा दिया गया. After that, Gandhiji started his 21-day fast that I will not eat anything till Britishers leave my country. In 1945, Second World War came to an end and the world powers USA and USSR, they demanded complete independence for India. So, here it's written USA and USSR, they became world powers. And children here 1987, so please excuse me, this is 1947, it's not 1945. Finally, after World War II in 1945, with the support of USA and USSR, our India finally became a free country on August 15, 1947. Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the first President of the independent India. And a little about Indian National Army, it was started by Subhash Chandra Bose. It is also known as Azad Hind Fauj. And Subhash Chandra Bose gave us the slogans like Jai Hind and Give me blood, I will give you freedom. So this is your end of chapter 3. Bye children.